Hi, I'm Nicki. And did we even decide how we were going to introduce each other? My middle name is Paige.
Ooh.
I made an executive decision. Although, is that too much information? Is somebody going to be able to like steal my identity now?
I'm just glad I know it now because there was a time in our three friendship where Natalie was concerned that we didn't know you because your middle name was Paige.
No, because my full name is Nicole, which now they can really steal my identity.
Hi, my name is Carina, and my middle name is my maiden name, Lund.
Mhm.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and my middle name is Natasha.
And thanks for coming. That's the episode.
Okay, this episode I'm very excited about because we're going to talk about tech. So maybe just like some of the stuff we're using right now, what we're really loving. And actually this happened because Nicki was talking about Whisperflow and I was like, "Hey, wait, how much are you paying for that?" I think I want to add that. And then there's another piece that I think I asked you guys about on Sunday that I'm going to get, and that's for transcripts. That's called Descript, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
I
not
put
just
Descript
for,
as one of my top three softwares.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Really? Descript is top 3 and I haven't been using it?
Mhm.
Wow.
Shame.
I
Shame.
I feel shame for
Yeah, it's
my.
not just transcripts though. It's like video editing and all kinds of great stuff.
And it's really cool because when you upload a video, it will have the transcript off to the side. And let's say you want to cut out a part of the video editing, you can just highlight the words that you said that you're like, I don't want these words in it. And it literally edits it out of the video for you as you cut the transcript.
All
Mhm.
right.
It's amazing.
Done. Today, I'm
Yes.
ordering it. Okay, how about Whisperflow? Do you want to talk about that, Nick?
Yeah. Whisperflow, it took me a little bit because I tend to be a typer to think things through, but sometimes you're working on something, it's so much faster just to say it than it is to type it. And if it's something that I can kind of speak as I go or think as I speak, I think it was on like a 1 month trial. And then they were like, just so you know, you're about to lose the pro level, go down to the free level. And I was like, okay, well, let's see what this is all about. And then the free level, basically I just get a notification that's like, you've reached your maximum number of words, and now we're going to transcribe slower. And it really is not made much of a difference at all. Whisperflow, I thank you for not making it a harder cutoff. Like, oh, you've hit your 2,000 words. Now we're not going to transcribe anything. No, now it's like we're just going to process it a little bit slower. I can't even tell the difference. Can't even tell the difference.
So
Um,
wait, what's the point of whisper flow when most of the things we use have a built-in microphone?
you can use it in any kind of, so you can use it in Claude certainly, but you can use it in docs, you can use it on your phone, you can use it anything that they have an input screen. Basically you can use it there. It also keeps it all in one place, so if you're like, oh, I need to find where, I know I was saying this to something somewhere, where was it, you can go and find it in Whisperflow. But
It's
also you
like
can whisper into
okay. So
it.
it's like what am I looking for? Like a database of everything you're talking to.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. It's a voice to text, but it also has that database option.
and it sounds like you love it.
I am a big fan of it. I will say that I just still default to typing. And then also too, if I'm in the library but not in a private room, I'm gonna type because I'm not even gonna whisper. But when I do use it, I'm a fan of it. And again, free tier.
All
Hmm.
right.
I'm still having a hard time figuring out what would make it. I guess the one place where you can figure out, hey, I was saying something somewhere, but like I do talk to text voice memos, talk to text Claude this morning. I was talking to him,
Mhm.
um, because they all have
Speaking of, well,
phones
we're gonna throw Claude out there because I love him, and I
as a
think,
top three.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely top 3 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm using him for
Sure.
everything. He's running stuff right now as we speak, like in the background, just doing his
Yeah.
his deal.
Hmm.
So I really like him. I also have been pretty impressed with the new Claude design that they just came
Hmm.
out with. Um, I think there's some really nice features in it. And if you're a non-designer, I think it could be a really helpful thing.
Hmm.
I think it's really good for a non-designer who, so you and I have talked about how about creative direction. You and I can be creative directors, and you can direct copywriters, because you can't necessarily do it yourself, but you can tell somebody what's wrong with it and have them like, this is why it's not working, fix it. And then you can tell when something is good and something. And I would say roughly I'm the same with design. I can't design from scratch, but if you give me something, I can say, all right, here's where the hierarchy is wrong. Here's where this is too crowded. Here's where this, I can't fix it myself, but I can say, here's what the problem is. And I think Claude design is really good in that sense, because I can go, okay, here's roughly what I want. Okay, give me an iteration. Okay, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. This needs to be bigger. Let me see it smaller. Let me see it bigger. And to go back and forth and iterate like that, I find it so, so helpful.
I think the one issue I have with it is I don't even know what the output's going to look like as I'm working in it. So, for example, the first thing I ever built with it was a set of a carousel, right? And it was an all text carousel. Okay, so it laid it out for me all the way across. And then I would say, I can't do X, Y, and Z. It was like, oh, I'll build you a little menu so now you can be in control of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But then the second time I built a carousel, it had a photograph sitting on the background and it gave me a totally different layout and it threw me for a loop. Like I was like, wait, like you're not allowing me to edit it directly here and you've like added all this stuff and I can't access every single carousel page. I was like, oh, and it gave me a totally different layout. I felt like, especially as a designer, but I can only imagine also as a non-designer, how frustrating it actually would be. Cause I'm like, oh, now I can't see everything. I don't know, maybe I'm more particular, but I find it very inconsistent. And because of that, it felt really hard.
It's like working with a junior designer, but it's like working with a different junior designer every time you start a new project.
That's exactly what it is.
They understand okay, these are the colors I'm supposed to use, this is the fonts, this is the general brand guidelines, but it's like working with a different junior. Now you can reference other projects.
Yes.
Okay.
But I wanted to see what it would do on its own, and I was very curious about it, and I was very surprised by it. So yes. If you don't mind working with a different junior designer every single time, Claude Design is for you.
Natali, what are you loving?
Well, I mean, I don't think I could survive without Google Drive, basic Google Docs, Google Sheets, all that. Like I use that all the time.
I
Claude
am
is
too.
on there.
I can't believe it took us as long as we did to move to that. We used Dropbox before and just documents. I think it's so dumb to even use that when Google has the whole system set up perfectly for you.
We do use Dropbox to upload YouTube videos raw, and then our editor gets them there and then edits them and uploads the final version. That's what we use Dropbox for. That's
But why
pretty,
not use Google Drive for that? Why are you
I
paying
guess.
twice?
Yeah, I guess so.
We moved everything in Dropbox, moved it into the Google Drive, and now everyone has access to their particular folders. So it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the I know we have like Google Drive, what is it, like business suite or something? But
That's
like
what we
for
have.
instance, our basic one, 87% of storage used. I don't think I paid for that one though. So hang on, let me go to the other one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
the
we don't,
business one has got a massive amount of
but
storage.
then we do. Yeah, I should probably
Mhm.
just oh yeah, here we go.
Ours is
I
20
have so much
terabytes.
space on this.
We have 20
Yeah.
terabytes and we're almost out of space. So I need to do a cleanup of my drive.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably move off of Dropbox then. Just get everything in.
It's
So
just expensive and a second place for everything. I like that everybody knows everything is in Google Drive, no
I
matter
like that.
what.
Maybe I should see when I renew that and see if we can get everything out of it over into the Google Drive. Um, a settings account. So, a piece of software that I use pretty much daily that I really, really like. Oh my gosh, my plan in Dropbox renews June 20th, 2026. So perfect timing.
Boom.
Perfect timing. Thank you. This podcast episode just saved me $217.
Yes.
Nice.
That's
So
always my favorite when that happens, when
Yeah.
like you're using something, they're like, why am I paying twice for this? I feel
Mhm.
there's
yeah.
so many things. I feel like I'm constantly having to cut through my software.
Oh,
Okay,
speaking
perfect.
of which, I just got an email. So I was like, oh, there's a, I think Audible books. or no, not Audible books, but books that I've bought on Kindle. I'm like, oh, actually, I really would like to listen to it, but I want to buy some. I was like, oh, I've heard of Speechify, which you're supposed to be able to connect to your audio, to your Kindle books, and then it will speak it out. And so in fact, I know exactly 7 days ago, I was like, you know what, I'm going to set it up, and but it wasn't easy. It wasn't immediately easy. And I was like, I'll get back to it later. But you're getting a free week. And don't worry, we'll remind, like put in your credit card, but you're getting a free week, and don't worry, we'll remind you before we charge you. So what do I get today? I get the charge. Do I look through my email and see that there's no reminders? Not a one. So I email their customer service. I'm like, yeah, so you promised on your purchase page that you would remind me, so I want you to refund this. I got back and we'll give you 50% off. And I'm like, why don't you refer me to the emails that you sent to me that you promised would remind me of this purchase coming through. So I will not be paying for Speechify. That is not
I was
one
just
of
going
my
to say the
favorites.
other thing I just canceled was, and I think it's a valuable service, but it's just not a service I need right now, is my MacPaw accounts. So they do like
What?
cleanup of your computer. So
Mac
like
Paw?
MacPaw.
Never
It's for
heard of it.
Macs. And so my old computer just to make it last longer, I
Mhm.
downloaded this and it just would consistently clean up the trash and all those unwritten files sitting behind everything to keep your computer really moving fast. And
Mhm.
I do spend a lot on my computers because I want to make sure that all my software is running pretty fast. And I just have found I don't need it now because I think by moving to Google Drive, I really keep all my companies up there. So literally, like when my computer crashed a couple of years ago, and I was freaking out, like in my heart, I was like, how am I going to run my companies? I pulled up Josh's computer, opened it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I forgot all my companies are up online.
Mhm.
My
In the
life is
cloud.
totally fine, right? Like
Mhm.
it was such a good feeling. And so I realized, oh, I have been reliant on this before. Like I got great and systemized and optimized, and I don't need this anymore. And I mean, it wasn't that much. It was like 150 bucks, I think, for 2 licenses for a year. But I was like, I'm not using it. So let's cancel it.
Adios. Did you see that text I sent about the podcasts?
No.
Oh, I sent this. It was like last week. So I know you and I both have our Macs have been like, you are running out of disk space. I'm like, what the fuck are you running out of disk space?
Uh-huh.
So I was like, all right,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been deleting stuff like crazy. And then I went in and was like, all right, let me actually look and see what's using my space. The vast majority was podcast downloads. I
Oh,
didn't
yes.
realize that when I have something automatically downloading to my phone, it was also automatically downloading to my computer. And I was deleting it on my phones as I listened to them. It was not deleting my computer. I had like 14,000 podcast downloads on my computer.
Wow.
I got rid of that, and my computer's like space galore. So take a look at that if you haven't
I
checked it
don't,
out
mine are
recently.
not connected. So I
Oh,
made
Yeah.
sure mine is not connected. So I know my podcasts are not sitting on there. I have other issues because I've got really big design files, like full fabric
mm-hmm.
collections. So I have to keep eyes on that. But I usually use an external drive for everything. It's only recently that I've been keeping a few things on my computer because I've been traveling and I don't want to take an external drive with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I, for the most part, try really hard to clear my computer off. And so it's like a blank slate and
Mm-hmm.
everything's sitting on the Google Drive or on an external drive.
I I feel like a software that I don't really talk about, but I use every day is LastPass.
I was just gonna say
Oh,
mine is
yeah, we
called
use one
Dashlane.
password, but
What's yours?
Oh, all three of us use different ones. That's interesting.
mm-hmm. Yeah, we use one password.
We
Okay.
use Dashlane. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I'd live without it. It has like 280 passwords in it, plus all my kids' passwords on things because
Mm-hmm.
they forget stuff. Like we're going to the bank tomorrow to set them up like money market accounts, especially while Felicity's gone. I'm like, you might as well put all your money in a money market account, honey. And
Right.
she's like, well, what is that? And I'm like, well, let's go open one for you. And we can just transfer the money in. She's got it sitting in a savings account. I'm like, that's a terrible place to leave that. So she's like, but I don't know my password to to my bank account. I'm like, all right, let me just look. And so I don't even know how I'd live without it at this
Yeah.
point.
No
I
way.
know the number of passwords that you have to have memorized, like,
And they all require you to change it at different times and have different passwords. It's
yes.
like, you can't even use the same one over and over
I
anymore.
I also love it because as a backup, like if something ever happens to me, Josh can get in there and get into anything. If something happens to Josh and me, There's a special piece of paper for my kids that's filed away. It's like this gets you into everything because you know how like people will be stuck out of their parents' bank accounts or what.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can
Mhm.
get into every bank account and you can transfer money directly into your accounts because I've got them hooked up to the kids' accounts. So
Mhm.
it's like you won't be waiting on money. Like you should be able to pay the mortgage. You will be able to, everything's in there.
So you want to know what software I absolutely love and use daily? And
Let's
I
hear
think
it.
you guys do too.
Is it related to pickleball?
Is it
Just
your
kidding.
Aura ring?
No, I think I'd be okay without my Aura ring, honestly.
Me
Um,
You
too.
guys love your Aura rings though.
I do. I do love it. Yesterday I woke up and it had the minor signs with the red thing. I'm like, oh, I thought I turned that setting off. So it made me a little bit scared. But why does this morning it thinks I did a stair exercise? Interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. But Marco Polo.
Oh, that's real.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
It's not so businessy, but it is businessy because look what we communicate, business stuff on there, friendship. It keeps me in touch and keeps relationships I care about deeply alive.
I
I agree with
agree.
that.
I agree. Even when I don't see you guys every day, which I don't like, by the way, I like seeing you guys every day. Um, it feels like I'm seeing you every day via Marco Polo. Like I wish I could get Melody on Marco Polo. I don't think her ADHD brain would remember to use it, but maybe I'll ask because it's a great way to stay in communication.
Well, even my family uses it. With the girls being at college, I was worried I would feel like super disconnected, but we haven't at all because the kids are on Marco Polo, except for Charlie. But he's 13. I'm going to see him no matter
He's in
what.
the house. Yeah.
But I love it because I was just thinking about how many phone calls I have with one kid that I then have to go communicate to my husband all the things that's going on with this one kid. But when it's on Marco Polo, everyone hears it. So it's like
Mhm.
both parents hear it, the sibling hears it, and so we all know we're all on the same page. And especially like, okay, this weekend we're gonna go finally see, oh, what's that movie? Hail Mary. Hail Mary?
Project Hail Mary.
Project
Yeah.
Hail. Okay. So Siri's been saying I want to go see this movie, and I was like, oh, okay. Hey, is Saturday okay for everybody? I have a 6:40 movie, whatever. And like everyone's like, yeah, oh, okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, great. I book it. That would have been a pain in the butt if I had tried to track everyone down. So
Mhm.
yes, Marco Polo, love, love, love,
What do
love.
you guys use if you need to edit a video?
I use ScreenFlow.
Yeah, I still use ScreenFlow. Like when I'm recording new videos, which I'm sure there's probably a much this is like old habits, right?
Me
Because I
too.
used ScreenFlows when I was first building the
Me
course,
too.
building the program. So I use ScreenFlow and then because I like the editing capabilities, and then I usually export to an MP, what, 4, right? Um, if it comes MP4 first, then I can do it in iMovie, but I probably could skip. I probably could just I could use Zoom and go right to iMovie. I
I
probably
don't
don't
like
need
the
to use
quality
ScreenFlow
of
anymore.
Zoom, and I also feel like it's tricky. Whereas I know ScreenFlow for sure will get it. I like
Oh, you
ScreenFlow
can't
enough.
edit in Zoom, can you?
No, I
No,
mean to record and then export it to
record and put
iMovie.
it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the reason
Mhm.
we're stuck on ScreenFlow is there was a time period where nobody knew how to videotape your screen, and so ScreenFlow and Camtasia is that the
I think
That's
that
what I
was the
use
Camtasia?
one.
to
Yeah,
edit my videos, Camtasia.
You
exactly.
Camtasia, yes. So
Hmm.
that since that was all we all had, right?
Hmm.
So, but I like it enough that I pay for two. I pay for one on one of my team members' desktops because that way it's easy when we're all in ScreenFlow. It's easy to like send over something to be like, "Hey, go fix this," you know?
Hmm. I think the problem with ScreenFlow files is that they are like,
Huge.
yes, they're huge, and it looks like you can't you have to zip it first before you can put it on a Google Drive. Like I've made it looks like it's on the Google Drive, and then you try to get it back down, and it's like that file
Wait,
is.
is that the case with it? Because we do drop stuff up there. We just pull it back down again with all the files sitting next to it, and then like it just you put them back in.
Yeah, it's a little funky.
It's almost like Illustrator, like if you don't embed the file, as long or InDesign, if you have the files there, you can just relink them. So that's what we've been doing. But I didn't know you could zip it. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you should be able to zip it.
Oh, I'm gonna do that from now on.
Like I said, when we do our new videos, I take all like the keynotes to it, the screen flow, and I'll even do the external or the exported MP4, zip it all, and then upload it.
Wait,
Keynote a
I don't know how
lot.
much money you just saved me, but I have a feeling you saved me a lot. We haven't been doing that.
Nice. Carina, do you make your presentations on Keynote?
Yes.
Oh, I never use Keynote.
What do you use Canva?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started in Keynote, and then the only thing for me is that I like Canva, and I like because I know where it is. I don't have to like look on my computer for where's the screen. However, when you record in Canva, I hate what the screen does. Like if you have two screens, it wait, I have to remember how this goes. But if you are recording Keynote, you can play the keynote, and then you can have, if you have a second screen, you can have your doc on that second screen. But if you are recording Canva and you have a second screen, it takes over that second screen. And I have looked into this again and again and again, and there's no way around it. It takes over that second screen. So then I have to have like my iPad up scrolling through the script so that I can read the script and deal with this. That I find very, very annoying. But otherwise,
I guess I'm never doing the screen recording like you're talking about, but I love Canva. It's easy to use. I tried Keynote once. It's like very basic, doesn't look as pretty. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
when I give a talk, it's a Canva file. So I'm always like, here's the link. The place I give a talk at needs to have Wi-Fi so I can use a link. Because when I download a Canva presentation as a PowerPoint, the fonts get messed up. Sometimes the images don't download. So it's a little bit like a
Could you
frustration.
download it as a PDF? So that's what I do with my
Yeah, but then
keynote.
sometimes it doesn't like it doesn't move like a slide,
Mm-hmm.
like on a
Mm-hmm.
presentation.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If
Like with the
you,
little pointer when it like goes forward.
I haven't done a
yeah.
presentation in real life in so long that I wouldn't even know because I
Okay.
just build it in Keynote. I turn it into a PDF. I'm doing it virtually. So I just set it up in preview as one slide at a time. So I just push a button that just makes me go to the next image.
Maybe I
if
So
could.
you, yeah, if you're using your computer, then you can make sure that you have the right fonts and you have the right. But yeah, if you're sending it to someone else, they probably will
Usually
not
they
have
have
the
like a
right
computer
fonts.
all set up. I just show up and I could just like use
Yeah.
a clicker or something. So
Nice.
I'm just like, it needs to have Wi-Fi wherever I go. It's a little bit of a, because they are like, want the backup slides. I'm like, well, the backup slides are not gonna render
that's
properly.
why I like
Yeah.
a PDF or even if you set up the PDF like cuz it's embedding your fonts. That's what you're
Mm.
really wanting it to do. Because any place else it's always going to change your fonts because it's based on what's on that computer. So that's
But
why I like
but
PDF.
if you use like the standard font, like if you used Arial and
Yeah.
Helvetica, and
Yeah.
then you're
Yeah.
safe. But they're just
Ironically,
not fun
Helvetica is
ones.
not on every computer these
Really?
days. It's weird. I mean, yeah, it's weird. Arial is, but Helvetica not as much. It's quite expensive if you go to the font shop to go buy it right now.
Hmm.
Interesting. What's
Yeah.
the most standard serif font? Is it Times?
Serif,
Yeah.
the most standard serif is Times Roman.
Mm.
The most standard sans serif font is probably Arial, maybe Myriad,
Mm.
or the one that starts with a C-A-L. Why am I blinking?
Is it
Cal.
the one that was Google, not Google? Is it the Google default one or the
Yeah, I
Google
can't
Docs
remember.
default one? Yeah.
Yeah, Calibri,
Yeah, Calibri. Or I assume it's
Calibri.
Calibri, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who
That's
knows?
it. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. But yeah, so those three for sans serif, pretty
Hmm.
standard.
Tune in next
Um,
time for when we talk about handwriting fonts, which are all
Right.
terrible.
Which
Um,
Charlie can help us with.
yes. Next week on Font Talk.
Okay,
Uh,
wait. Do you guys use Loom at all?
My
mhm.
team loves Loom. I hate Loom
Okay.
Why?
because they send me Looms and I'm not going to watch them. I've
Ah.
decided I'm not
Well,
doing a
you could
great.
put a rule in place that your team can't send you
Well,
Loom.
that's like my new thing. I was like, I think the problem is I've gotten too
Yeah.
lax, and I need to tell my team because I just did this to Claude. I just told it, if you write me something long, I'm not going to read it. I'll read the first sentence. So it was like, oh, I have to be more concise. And I was like, logical and concise. Like, I'm not going to read it. I don't have time.
Mm.
And so, like, I've had team members who send me looms, who send me voice things, who send me Marco Polos. And up until this point, I have watched part of it. And then finally I was just like, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop doing. I can't, like, they don't understand even a 10-minute. I'm like, if I could have read that in two
Minutes?
minutes, oh
Yeah.
yeah. If I
10
could have
minute
read that,
Loom? Absolutely not.
no,
Yeah.
it's like, to me, it feels a little bit disrespectful of my
Yeah.
time. Like, you just took a
That's how I
10
feel
minute.
about the voice notes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel
Okay.
that way about voice notes as well.
I think this leads us into a discussion of like what are like the CEO rules or like the kind of culture we've created for like our people to do and not do toward us because it drives us crazy. Like
Oh,
that would
yeah.
be an interesting conversation. However, I want to say first, I saw a reel. I saw an Instagram reel and it was a guy talking into GPT computer and it was like, um, GPT, build me a business that makes me $1 million a year, and do it really quickly so that I'm a millionaire in like 2 weeks. And it's the GPT voice. Well, that sounds great. Well, it might, and he interrupts. He's like, "You're talking too slow. Just do it. Build it for me right now." And they're like, "Well, this might not be realistic. I don't want to hear it. Just, but like it's basically saying like it might take a longer time, where it might." And he's like, keeps interrupting the voice, like, "No, build it for me now. Run it on its own. Make it start making money tomorrow." It's hilarious.
Is there a prompt I could copy that I could put in?
He
This is
just keeps
wonderful.
interrupting it, like, too slow. I don't want to hear it. Too long. Please just make me the money. Please just build this business right now. When I wake up tomorrow morning, I want the business to be operational and making money. It's really good. If I find it again, I'll send it to you guys. I'm
Please
like,
do.
oh, he's like saying out loud what we all wish could happen.
Yeah.
But speaking of the CEO rules, I know that this is like frowned upon, but I have like, if I only communicate in Voxer to my business like people, because you guys know how many unread text messages I have, but nobody knows I have Voxer except for my business people. So you send me a Voxer only. It's the only notification I get like that flashes on my phone, and you have to type it out. You cannot leave me a voice memo. But I can leave you a voice memo, which is where it sounds horrible.
It's your business.
And then whenever I send anything, a voice memo or a written of any type, you have to acknowledge that you received it. So even if it's nothing that requires a response back, you have to at least heart it so I know that you received it.
I think my team just kind of knows that, or somehow I lucked out and get the kind of, because you're right. I don't think I've ever sent anything that they haven't acknowledged, either with "oh, okay, I'll get on it," or "okay, I can't get to this today, I'll get to it tomorrow," or yeah, like you said, even a heart or a
Mhm.
thumbs up.
But I
I've
find
had,
that when people talk or do voice memos, they don't think enough to get to the point. They are talking too
Yes.
long. So that's why I'm like, you can only text me what you're wanting. And there's been one exception where something major happened, and I responded to Jenna and I said, you can voice memo me back this time. Give me more information on this. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's actually the problem. Like, it's like, I think with a Loom or with a video, they don't get to the point because they're
Mhm.
like brainstorming it in their head, like
Yeah,
as they're talking it. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, the point is you've thought through it, and then you give me a one quick statement that
yeah,
states what it is that you either need for me or you need for me to know. And I
yes.
have not done a great job of telling my team that because I get some crazy messages.
I'm curious about the use case in this, because we use Loom, but we use Loom in the use case where they have to show me something, like, okay,
Mhm.
let me show you what I'm seeing on the back end of Drip, or let me show you, or like, when I try to connect this is happening. Have you ever, that, I guess it always ends up being kind of technical, but it's they have to show me something on the screen in order for me to understand something, or why they're doing something, or something like that. It's never just to tell me about something.
Correct. That would never
Okay.
happen either.
I
We have two use cases for Loom. One would be inside of our program, the questions like FAQ tech questions for our members. We have a
Mhm.
whole section. It's like, how do I change my password? How do I find an article? How do I whatever? And everything is a Loom so our members can watch. And then
Mhm.
in our operations manual, we have laid out steps of how things work. And then there's an attached Loom to walk through and show. That's
I
Mhm.
think this is my fault, and a lot of it has to do with how new the university is because it's happening on the university side. It doesn't happen on the Carina Gardner side. Does that make sense? Where we
Mhm.
have technical policies that I've had to put in place, but I haven't taught my team that yet. And so they'll send me a question and then they're confused about it. And so it goes on and on and on. Like, this course does this, and why is that related to this course, and what's the prerequisite? It's like it becomes like this whole crazy thing. And I'm just like, okay, well, the simple thing here is this, but it's like they're brainstorming it out in their head. And so, actually, we're in the middle of fixing this very problem because this is the month we are splitting the faculty and staff. So before we've been doing all of our meetings for faculty and staff together, and now it'll be a faculty meeting and a staff meeting. So they're going to be split because we don't have enough time to go through all the things that are going on staff side versus faculty side.
Interesting. But so what are your other means of communication besides, because that sounds like something to me that would be something for us
I
that would
didn't
probably be a
choose
Slack
it.
conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, that's none of that is. So our main communication method is Google Chat.
Oh,
So
okay.
we used to use Slack, but then we had to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I was
Yeah.
trying to keep all this stuff. And I was like, I spend a boatload of money at Google. We have 20 terabytes. So that means I pay
Mhm.
for a ton of space. And it comes with Gemini. It comes with Google Chat.
Yeah.
I was like, so we moved over to Google Chat and we realized, oh, wait, we can like put tasks in here. We can, like, instead of just telling things, we can actually put it into a task. And then it also pulls up on their calendar. Like, there are all some nice things here. And so when we moved over to Google Chat, that was awesome. So we have like spaces just like Slack. So we
Mhm.
have the university space, we have the Carina Gardner space, we have new enrollments, we have all these spaces, and then individuals. And that has worked perfectly until people will Marco Polo me or Loom me or try to send me a voice
Mhm.
and I'm like, I don't understand why you guys are doing this. Like, I actually never do that to anybody. I never give them that. Like, I text them very precisely.
Yeah, I really hate voice messages. It is convenient for the person sending them, and it is
Yeah.
not convenient for the person who is receiving them. And I hate that.
Yeah, I
They're like
agree.
to the point that I will, if someone sends me a voice message, I will, and usually it's like text message, which is it's like which is terrible because it will be from, but like I will leave it for weeks and weeks and weeks just because it's hard enough, honestly, when it's hard enough sometimes to find time to listen to a Marco Polo, but to listen, I don't know. I find it so inconvenient. Let me be able to read it whenever I want to read it, you know? Yeah, I really
Yeah,
hate it.
I'm in agreement with that. Okay,
Same.
so CEO rules, like I don't think I have a ton of like straightforward CEO rules. That's like one of those things that like I am gonna try to get better at, just telling people. Actually, someone Marco Polo'd me yesterday and I said, "Hey, just so you know, like preferred communication if it's not an emergency should be via Google Chat." And I just
Mhm.
said that because I was like, they just didn't know, right?
Mhm.
Um I I think because everyone on my team they're like their own agents, right? Like adjunct faculty, right? So they're all
Mhm.
doing other things and stuff. I understand if people can't get back to me quickly, and I don't actually really expect anyone except for my full-time staff to
Mhm.
get back to me quickly at this time. So, yeah. I also understand my whole team is women. Most of them have children. Most of them have a lot of other crazy things going on. So I'm pretty understanding of that. In fact, one of my favorite things we have is we have a calendar that's like a do not disturb calendar. You put your name on dates and times, like I'm gone, I'm not around. And so everybody can see it. So even I won't put anything on their calendar during that time, you know?
Mhm. That's smart.
Do you have any rules, Nikki?
I don't know if I have rules so much as things that have just become customs. I think I have said enough times, like I can't stand voice message. So that like even like I think Caitlin left me one the other like a week or two ago. But what she said in the voice was like, I'm so sorry to leave this as a voice message. It just I'm on the go and I wanted to make sure I could answer this quickly, which I
Mhm.
appreciated, obviously. And it was in the middle, it was something that I wanted an answer to. If I could get one, I wanted an answer quicker, sooner than later. So in that case, but and then I also too, I think we stay within email, Slack. I mean, those are really our two channels. And then Loom when we need something, when I need to see something or when they need to see something, because it'll be just as similar. It was when I'm doing something and I'm like, all right, I got to record a Loom. Caitlin, I'm seeing this and it's not connecting here, even though I think it's supposed to be connecting. Am I missing something? You know, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But we
Wait,
don't have
two steps
additional
back.
channels.
You said email? You allow your team to email you?
Yeah.
Oh, we are anti-email
Oh,
at our.
really?
Yeah,
But
no.
what would you do for a big thing like that? Like if somebody had a big update to communicate?
I guess
It
we
goes
email each other. Actually, you know what? I take that
Google
back. I guess
Chat.
we don't email each other all that often. It's more often that I will send a Slack or yeah, I guess come to think of it. And we all have email and we all can email each other, but I
I'm
guess we
very
don't.
anti-email, and everyone figured that out pretty soon. And it's because my email box gets 200 emails every single day. So if you mix in team emails and you guys want me to get to you soon, then you aren't gonna, it's not gonna happen. So you
But
have
isn't somebody on your team going through all your emails and responding to what they
I
can and
used
get the
to. I
very
got rid of it. Now I have like cleaned up email, so I have them sorted myself because I didn't need anyone in my email to do that. But there's still like so much important stuff in there, and I have it marked for the order I'm going to do it in. So I can't have team emails in there. They
Do
have
Wait,
to
so
you
be
use Slack,
it's
Karina?
Google Chat, which is basically Slack,
yeah.
Okay.
but for
I've never
Google.
So,
used Slack.
but it's like you were saying that they email us, but it's not going to be an instant. I'm not going to get back to them right away. If there's something like, oh, this is something we're working on. If you want something soon, it's
I
going to
get
be via Slack.
I get forwarded emails, like forwarded emails. If I get a forwarded email from Abby on my team, I
Mm-hmm.
know it's important because it's a student inquiry or something that I can only answer, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I know it's important. It's getting forwarded to me. But no one's going to send me an email. Like,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to send you an email. So it's going to
Mm.
be in Google Chat. I
I
get
got
some.
an email. It's very, very rare, like so rare, because basically wait till a meeting. And if it's something
Mm-hmm.
urgent, Fox me. That's it. But yesterday I got an email from Jenny,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like forward facing in the company in terms of talking with partners, collabs, speaking requests. And I guess somebody from like a news channel emailed in and was like, this is what we're thinking, this is what we want to do, blah, blah, blah. Jenna forwarded it to Jenny. Jenny, being the awesome person she is, just picked up the phone, called the person, got all the details,
Oh,
then
nice.
wrote me an email and said, here's the request, here's what they're wanting, here's the details. Then her opinion in terms of like, I do think this is something, I know you have a lot on your plate, but this is probably something really great to pursue. And then it was just bolded, next step.
Oh,
If this, no, it was good. It was like,
yeah, no,
here's,
that's what I mean. That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
It was so
Like,
good. And it was like, if this is something you want to proceed with, the email is click here and reply back and say blah, 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 and they would take care of it. And it was just like, I like literally responded and was like, I love you so much. I didn't have to dig for history. I didn't have to watch a Zoom recording of what they talked about. I didn't have to whatever. And it was like, boom, boom, boom. This is what you do. And I was like, I love it.
Natalie, that is what we call a Google task. So that gets put in our Google chat as a task so I can see a list of things that I need to do. So that does not come into my email, but that exact thing, which I love, it's incredible, it goes into my task list.
And then in that task list, they're able to give you all the background, of like, okay, maybe we have to look into that.
Yeah, they'll like write me all the things. Or if it's really, really intense, it gets a Google Doc, like, because it's going somewhere, like into my speaking engagements or whatever, and they're linking it. So then we have backtrack of it. Or my
Mhm.
favorite is that thing that you got via email, it would already be on my calendar. So they would put it on my calendar as a
No,
call.
nobody puts
They
anything on my calendar for me.
Oh, everyone puts things on my calendar. And then
oh no.
and it's just not my calendar. We have 10 calendars. So it's
Yeah.
sorted by content by and then they put it on. They'll be like, this is the content calendar. Here's the link to it. Here's the stuff that's happening. And so everyone can see it. Everyone
And
has access to my main calendar so that they don't bug me when I've got certain things blocked off. And
everybody has access to my calendar too, and they see everything, my personal and my professional. So
oh,
they know,
my team can't see the personal.
yeah, I'll be like, I have a hair appointment at this time or whatever, that way, it's sometimes during work hours. So they could see it all, but they don't put anything on my calendar unless I've told them to, because I want,
Agreed.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't,
Feel free to find time on my calendar, but otherwise they can give me an Asana task. And in fact, sometimes I'll say, can you make me a task for that? And they'll say, all right, I'm just going to throw it on for Tuesday or whatever. Do it whenever you get a chance. But
Mhm.
yeah, nothing on my calendar. I'm the only one, unless I've invited them to put time on my
Yes,
calendar.
correct. Because then
Well,
I
no
feel
one's
like
gonna
now
put
I'm working for other people. Like yeah, it's
well,
like,
no one's going to put something on my calendar unless I've told them to do it. Like, I need
okay.
a meeting with you. Like, put it on my calendar. Find a meeting time, put it on my calendar. That's why everyone has access and they can put something on there. Also, like it's most things are not going to be on the Karina Gardner work calendar. It's like, oh, Karina, there's this thing. It's happening at this time. I'm going to put it on the events calendar and
Mhm.
then you can see it,
Yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
so,
I
yeah,
also don't see the majority of emails that come in. Like somebody else goes through all my emails and I just have one folder that says for Natalie to reply. And only things that are for me to reply get in there. And I never see anything else unless I want to
Hmm.
go searching. Like if I get wind of something and I'm like, oh, I want to go see what's going on here.
Yeah, because your customer service doesn't go through a custom, it just goes to, it's just an inbox, right?
yeah.
Our customer service is we use Fresh Desk. And so our customer service team works in Fresh Desk. And every once in a while, I will get tagged in something. I really prefer not to be. Um, more, I, it's great if they tag me and they're like, oh, look at this, student writing in because they had this win or they're so happy with something. If it's, something not great, I prefer not to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah, I
customer
don't like
service.
getting updates like that as they happen. It's like too many interruptions in the day. So we
Yeah.
have one big meeting a week, and we have a section in there of like announcements, news, and that's where we'll do like, here's something really great that happened, or here's a headline, whatever. But like, don't send it to me throughout the week. I can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Me neither. We all of ours goes through Go High Level into new conversations, and I don't check it. Someone on my team is in charge of that.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
really, 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 really want to get rid of Monday.com. I think that'll be the next thing we tackle. It's just such a great that our YouTube setup and how it alerts everybody as it happens is just so great. And I'm afraid of like confusing our video editor who can't seem to anyway.
we
But
got rid of Monday.com 6 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. It's been a little while. I was really nervous. We had so many systems in there. We
uh,
moved them all to Google Sheets, and we moved to a full like operations handbook that links to everything.
okay.
It was the right move. But
Okay.
it
Yeah.
just it was crazy, but it was the right move.
That's the only
Mm-hmm.
thing we're really using it consistently for. We do have all of our member names and addresses and things like that in there. So that's the other thing to really think through. But since we've been on this phone call, Jenna said she will get rid of, transfer everything from Dropbox to Google Drive and I can cancel. So
Nice.
that's good.
Yeah, that is
We,
awesome.
s- yeah, we still use Asana. I will say that we used to be a lot more militant about exactly how projects were in there and how projects were scheduled. I think really for our podcast is the main one. I have 100% gone rogue when it comes to, I'll be like, all right, I'm just going to, in my own channel, I'm going to build the project and then I'm going to schedule out things and I'm going to, it's definitely not the intended use. And I think that as we get bigger, that might be something that we go back to more of the intent. But I notice myself bristling against projects being scheduled and having things on my Asana, like waking up the next day and be like, my Asana schedule is full. And I was thinking that today I'd be able to do this. And which is not a good use of my resources, I suppose, but I like to be able to schedule myself. So I will build out a project for myself. And then as far as I can go with that project, and I will put, schedule one task. And then at the end of the task, it'll be like, and schedule next one. And then I will schedule the next one. So every day feels fresh. Um, and then for bigger projects, then certainly stuff is going to happen when it's had multiple people touching a project, then that has to be scheduled out through Asana. But I it's so funny. There's some days when I'm like, yeah, I can totally flow with this. And the other days when I can't be hemmed in. Hemmed in, hedged in, wedged in, wemmed in. I don't know.
Stuck.
Stuck. Stuck.
Hmm.
I can't have
Interesting.
boundaries.
Which we know I'm the exact opposite. I like to have a really tight schedule. And thank goodness I do, because I think otherwise I would just look at my task list and I would just work through the night. I mean, it's really to stop me and be like, hey, it's time to be done.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I will say this, Google Calendar and I mean, that's probably the thing I use the very most, Google Calendar.
Yes, without my Google Calendar. Oh, okay. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
this real quick. I know this is getting long, but since we're kind of on all this like weird stuff, what is something you do to kind of help you not drop the ball? So, like, for example, every morning I wake up and I look at my Google Calendar. And for any meeting I have that I have to show up for, I set my alarm on my phone to go off like 5 minutes before that meeting so that so I don't lose track of time. So like if I
Mhm.
have 5 meetings that day, there's 5 alarms on my phone that I've set that morning so that I don't get lost and forget about the meeting. Like I had one set before this podcast.
I do that if I have an open day and I only have one meeting. That's usually not the case with me. I probably average 3 meetings a day. So there's enough meetings that I'm kind of like in between tasks trying to figure them out.
I know, but like I feel like the in between meetings, I could easily get sucked into like a, deep thought or something and
Hmm.
forget about the meeting.
Yeah,
Plus,
I'm
I
always
could
worried
not
about
have
that
meetings
too.
5 days a week. Like I definitely protect like Mondays, I'm not taking meetings.
Mhm.
I need to
I have
start my
meetings.
work week strong.
I have meetings every day. I've had 5 meetings already to no,
Oh,
I have 5 total meetings today. So
I try to prop them up on certain days and have at least one day of ideally two, Monday and Thursday, of no meetings whatsoever so that I could just like get focused and get work in without being
Mhm.
interrupted with a meeting.
I could do that before the university, but now at the university, there's like not a chance.
Mm,
But I loved that. I Wednesdays and Thursdays, we didn't allow any meetings in our company
yeah,
so that
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
could do deep work. Now those 2 days are our main course days. So I
yeah.
teach those days.
So,
Mhm.
is there anything else like that for you guys that might be interesting to hear in terms of what you do to kind of make it easier or keep you on track?
Every month I have a 1 to 2 hour block on a Monday where all I do is calendar. So like I can look out over the next like 3 months and make sure that there's nothing crazy going on with my family, that I've blocked off the right time. And that has actually been a huge help because I can see so far in the future that I don't get as stressed out. Like, oh, if everything I say I want to do this week doesn't happen, it's fine. There's lots of blocks of time next week and the week after and the week after that I can add it in. So I think it reduces my overwhelm.
Mm-hmm.
We guess I think we talked about this. Oh, maybe it was not on a podcast recording, but I every couple of weeks will do just a full brain dump of whatever all the stuff that's on my head so that I can then go in and arrange it. I really, as much as I use Asana, I also like I live from a Google Doc, a list of stuff that I want to get through. Cause then also with that Google Doc, I can go, okay, well, I also don't forget about this and don't forget about this. And that becomes a task. And then when I do that, I cross it off the list. So every morning I look at my calendar and see if I have meetings. And then I also go through and organize what I think it can accomplish for that day in my like Google Doc to-do list, which is very silly and very like, I don't know, basic, but it works for me. There's something about being able to work from a Google Doc that's just words, it's not on a calendar, that it just feels freer than being in Asana. And because like I was saying, I hate logging into Asana and seeing like 7 or 8 tasks to do, and they're all the same size. And you're like, all right, I know that's 5 minutes, but it's the same size as the one that I know is going to take me 2 hours. And then two, when you log into, and it's like it scrolls past the bottom of the page, then it's like, what am I even doing? What am I even doing? What's the point of this? There's just some. Whereas I can have like 40 items in a Google like Docs list. And for some reason, that feels freer to me. It feels like I'm in charge. Whereas when I have a lot of stuff in Asana, it feels like not even my team, it feels like Asana is in charge.
Yeah, that's
And I don't
interesting.
work for Asana. Asana works for me.
I did recently create a Google Doc that I'm loving. Like it's now my go-to source. And because of it, I actually just downloaded Google Docs on my phone because I don't even have work email on my phone, but I'm like, I'm going to download this. It's just called like Natalie's Command Center. And so it has
Mhm.
like my main goals. It has my big ideas. It has there's like two tabs. Main goals, my big ideas, like current active projects, kind of like the weekly recurring requirements, like in my mind, although I'm slowly weeding those out because they're going on my Google Calendar. Oh, and then every time I run across a pain point, I just put it in there. And then the next
Mm.
tab is just the to-do list. And so everything is like, I feel like this, I can put this into Claude at any time too and be like, help me prioritize. Like, here, you see my goals. This is where I'm at right now. Strategize with me on like, here are my ideas, here are my active, where should I be focusing? But then it can also just look at my to-do list and help be like, let's, this is not important. This is, so it's just like one document with like my North Star, I guess. My
Oh,
North
I like that a
Star to keep me
lot.
going. Mhm.
I like that too. I don't think I have anything quite like that because I handwrite a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so me too, right? Like, here we go. I have this notebook that, all right, I've got this. I've got that. And I'm like, oh, okay, like this is like whatever. I just wanted like one document that like if everything else burned up or disappeared, this is still the thing I'm working from. And it's the thing I'm constantly like, Claude will constantly evaluate and look at to make sure like, are we still on this right path and trajectory based on
What do
like,
you,
because you just know all the ideas I get and stuff. And sometimes I kind of go off.
what did you call it again? Command center?
Yeah, I called it Natalie's Command Center.
I
I
like
am
that.
so copying that. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. I have a command center, but it's written down in handwriting. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
think I like the idea of it being typed up and it's like a personal Google Doc.
Yep, it's just one document and then I can check. And so also what I realized what I like is sometimes I think of things as I'm walking with Nico or something. And now that it's on my phone, I could just pull up the command center, type it in and then put it away. And I know I haven't lost it. I don't have to go back to my notes app and remember where I put it's just like all right there. I did actually recently create a third tab. I don't want to get any more than that. But the third tab are key actions and updates. So sometimes what I'll do in my business is like I'll make a tweak. Hey, I changed the onboarding sequence, or hey, I added a new ad. Or hey, here are my stats from here's like my ClickFunnels board of like my dashboard of like how many people are converting on my new SLO. On this date, I changed my SLO. So then like in 2 weeks, I'm gonna go screenshot it again. So I literally have screenshots in there with dates. And so now when I feed it into Claude, Claude can actually also highlight like, hey, I noticed your conversion on this week changed and it was right after you made this change. You want to go back to the version it was. So it's like kind of keeping all of it just in one place
I'll
versus
have to admit, as you were talking, I was like, you keep telling it to go fix it in Claude, but I think I'm going to build this directly in Claude. So I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
think I'll just create a thing that's that exact thing. I love the idea of a command center, but then it's just updating it so I could just talk to it as
Yeah.
I go and let it go ahead and build
I
it
just
and
want it
fix
in the
it.
Google Doc. For some reason, Claude is still a
Are
little
you
bit.
doing doc or sheets? Because you
I'm
said
doing a
multiple
doc.
tabs. Okay, okay.
I can show it to you guys real quick if you want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I agree. I would build it in docs too, because it's easier because you could see it all in one place.
And
Whereas with
also, like, I'm
Claude, then
just thinking,
the chat
I
goes all
want
the
it
way up
easy
and
when I'm walking. I
yeah.
want it easy no matter what I'm doing. Click on it, but it's very fun.
Mhm.
It's like very, very basic, but I feel like it's been something I can't believe I haven't thought of earlier because I feel like it's just taking a lot out of my brain.
I like that a lot.
Interesting. Guys, I have a hard stop, so
Okay.
we're gonna have to end. But this was kind of a longer podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, quite frankly, I don't care if they did because I did. And now I'm gonna set up a command center. So there you go. And we saved each of you $200. So the
Yes, I
podcast already
literally
paid for
am
itself.
saving $217 from
Yeah.
this.
Boom. Boom.